It's spiced, it's moist. Oh my gosh, it honestly is one of my favorite desserts out there. Good God, I love carrot cake. Hi, I'm Kiano, and today I'm gonna be sharing with you my recipe for the most moist carrot cake. Using a box grater, the carrots are gonna be a lot smaller than if I had used like a store-bought carrot. This doesn't work. Hand grating the carrot will make sure it's evenly distributed throughout the cake, therefore giving it a lovely flavor throughout. And as a leavener, I'm using a combination of baking powder and baking soda. If I added a lot of baking soda, I run the risk of turning my carrots green. It won't hurt you, but it sure is not gonna be pretty. Now that all the dry ingredients are sifted together, I'm going to mix together my wet. And yes, sugar is a wet ingredient. That always confuses people. Confuses me too. With a cake like this, the molasses and that brown sugar really kind of like weighs the cake down. I'm going to drizzle in the oil. I'm not gonna dump it in all at once because then I'll have to be mixing for a long time to make sure it emulsifies. So it's not the type of batter where you're gonna like beat until fluffy because it's just not gonna work. So just only mix things until they're just combined together. So now that the oil has been slowly added into the wet ingredients, it's time to reintroduce the dry. However, I'm not gonna dump it all in at once. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the flour in thirds so I can mix a bit in and then, add a little bit more, mix, add a little bit more until it's all incorporated. It looks like peanut butter. I'm gonna add in a tablespoon of flour to the raisins, and this will just help make sure that they don't sink to the bottom while baking. After raisins, I'm gonna add in those grated carrots. This is my secret ingredient to making the most delicious moist carrot cake are crushed pineapples. It is my secret ingredient. Adding pineapple to the cake batter will not only add a different kind of sweetness in the sugar, but it adds in a little acidity, some moisture, and pineapples have a particular enzyme that helps break down protein. The mixed batter I'm gonna divide into 3 8-inch cake pans. This amount of batter could do a sheet cake. So it'll be single layer, and those are still really fun, especially if you have to feed a lot of people at a party. But I think a 3-layer cake is really pretty, and it's really fun to know how to do. You just want to smooth out the batter. That's how you can kind of not get that funny dome shape when it bakes. And then bake it in the oven, 350 for about 20 minutes. The most important thing to remember when making icing is that butter and cream cheese are at room temperature. Otherwise, mixing is gonna be incredibly difficult. Now, it's really important to only add in the sugar ½ a cup at a time. If you did it all at once, it's gonna be really, really difficult to work with. Another benefit is that you can kind of taste along the way. You can really scale it to your personal taste because you can put it in, but you cannot take it out. You want all the tops to be level. So what I'm gonna do is just use a serrated knife to make the tops a bit more flat. Don't fuss or stress about losing any of your cake. I mean, it's a good snack to have. Plus, you'll know how to take case before you serve it. It's decorating time. And I'm gonna put about 1/4 of the icing on top. The best tool to use to spread is a little offset spatula. It's nice and flat, and it'll help get the icing in a nice even layer. So I'm gonna add my second layer right on top in the middle, center it. Smear, smear, smear. I like a nice 3-layer cake because it looks fancy, but it's not that hard to do. So for my final layer, I'm actually going to place it upside down because that is the flattest part of the cake. Therefore, I'll have a really nice flat top. So I'm just gonna spread it from the top, and then it's gonna come down the sides. And this is where I can fill in any little gaps that might be in between layers, so everything is nice and smooth. There's no need to stress if you start seeing crumbs get on the side, because what I'm gonna do is cover the outside with a bunch of nuts so you won't see it anyway. It's very no fuss. Before serving it, I suggest popping in the fridge for maybe 30 minutes just to allow the icing to set so the cake isn't wobbly when you cut into it. Carrot cake is such a classic. You really can serve it at any occasion. It's good for celebrations. It's good if you're just having a few friends over for a dinner party. Definitely just make it your own and have fun making it.
Oh, yes!